Yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. It's a time of the night where we have to deliver. I'm happy that we're here. Emily, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you? How are you, Mr. Anonymous?
I'm good. Aren't you happy? There's no pressure now of delivering. You deliver at the time when you are required.
Yeah, and thank you. Shout out to whoever sent us the recommendation to do the story, because I've been wanting to do it but not knowing how to. Or if you guys are going to enjoy it or learn something from it.
Okay.
So yes, shout out for recommending this story. It was nice to dive deep into it and see what is going on.
Yeah.
So hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. It's still business as usual. Please like the video, comment, share your opinion with us, and also share it if you can. And we are going to be talking about Xolani Khumalo and the Sizokuthola crew today. What has been happening has been very interesting with regards to this story. So Xolani Khumalo is well known for the MojaLove Much Love show. Sizokuthola appeared in the Palm Ridge Magistrates Court on Tuesday, the 19th of September. He was charged with the murder of a suspected illegal substance dealer. So Xolani handed himself over at Gauteng North Police Station on Tuesday, the 19th of September. And mind you guys, it's not the first time that he's actually handed himself over. It was immediately in July after the incident that he attempted to hand himself over. But I don't know what happened then that made the police not arrest him. But now, 3 months later, he handed himself over at the Gauteng North Police Station on Tuesday, the 19th of September. Now, he was officially charged with the murder of Robert Varrie, who died allegedly during the recording of the Sizokuthola TV program in July. So Xolani was granted a bail of 20,000 rands, and the case was postponed to the 19th of October. Now, what had happened to this Robert guy? Allegedly, he was assaulted on Wednesday, the 19th of July at Padimo section in Gauteng, Ekurhuleni. He was later dropped off at a Thele Mokgwarane Regional Hospital in Vosloorus by the crew, and the state prosecutor Pehelo Vilagasi said that the deceased was strangled and died in hospital. So it was alleged by MojaLove that the deceased resisted to cooperate with lawful instructions of the recognized members of the Community Policing Forum. This is after being interrogated by Xolani Khumalo, presenter of the show Sizokuthola. So what also doesn't make sense for me here is the fact that they make it appear or seem as if Xolani was the only one doing the interrogation. Or maybe it's because he's leading the show or he's the presenter of the show. Now he's the only one who's being held liable or responsible for this. So that is something that doesn't make sense to me. But in a statement released by MojaLove, they said that during the bust, which was conducted within the confines of the law, that's what they said in that statement that they released immediately in July after the incident, Varrie agreed to hand over the illegal substances that he had been hiding at the premises following persistence by members of the Community Policing Forum. Now, why was there Community Policing Forum in this particular shooting of this particular episode is also another question I have, Mr. Anonymous. You know why? Because we've watched the show before. Doesn't it have police officers that have blurred faces? Or am I remembering a wrong show? We even reviewed a couple of episodes here on the channel, remember?
Yes.
Some of the police officers, their faces would be hidden and not exposed, but they would be there helping with the raids.
Yes.
So now there's no mention of the SAPS. They're talking about a community policing forum. And now I'm conflicted. What is going on here? And then MojaLove's statement came at the back of explosive revelations made by City Press. Now, City Press launched a couple of articles immediately after this incident. They covered the story like no other media publication, honey. They were busy covering the story and alleging that the drama surrounding Varrie's questionable death. Allegedly, it started when Khumalo was accompanied by his crew and Gauteng patrollers, popularly known as Amapanyaza, descended on a house in Gauteng in the southeast of Johannesburg on Wednesday, the 19th of July, 2023. Now, apparently, they were acting on a tip-off. They cornered the deceased who occupied the house at the time and began interrogating him. MojaLove confirmed this and said, based on information currently at their disposal, they were advised that following a community tip-off, the crew on July 19, 2023 attended to a substance or illegal substance bust in Gauteng and did so in conjunction with community law enforcement groups, as is customary that are recognized by the local SAPS. So this statement of MojaLove is really saying that it was police or community law enforcement groups that were in this particular episode, and that they're saying that these law enforcement community groups are backed up by the SAPS. Right? They're not saying that the SAPS was there. Now, and I quote in the statement, this is what they said: "It is our understanding that the information received by the crew and the local community groups was credible and verifiable." So Varrie's girlfriend, on the other hand, has her own story to share. Now, this gentleman who's deceased, may his soul rest in peace, his girlfriend has been also very vocal with the media, in particular the City Press. Okay? So Eunice Rat is her name, with whom he lived with this man, Varrie.
Is she Afrikaans?
Yeah, I think she's Afrikaans. I think so. She's colored. I think so.
And
even the guy was colored.
Okay.
So they had 2 children together. She told City Press that she wanted the show to be cancelled. She said that, and I quote, "I want the show to be cancelled. The way they beat up and torture people is way too much. I'm here today without a husband, thanks to the show." Now, at the time, I remember looking at this headline, and I thought to myself, it's very strange that you don't call for those who cause the demise of your boyfriend to be held accountable, but rather you're asking for the show to be cancelled. Is that more important than perhaps understanding and getting justice? I'm conflicted there. I was very conflicted at the time that it came out. I had a lot of questions. However, she narrated the events of that day, and she said that she was at a nearby salon on that day when an entourage of vehicles passed by. She explained how she heard people's excitement as they saw Xolani Khumalo. She said that she noticed many people, including Amapanyaza and some camera crew. She said she rushed home, and on arrival, she found her baby on the ground and could hear kicks and screaming inside the house. She said she was prevented from entering the house, but through the slightly open door, she was able to see a group of armed men wearing masks, holding down her boyfriend. Varrie's pants were down, with his underwear showing some wetness. According to her, the crew found 2 sachets containing illegal substances, but kept demanding that he give them more. Now, this is very particular because we all know from watching the show that Xolani would say or utter these words, give me more. I want more. You know, so her testimony is very interesting of the events that took place. So Eunice Rad said that they then placed a plastic bag around his head and pepper sprayed it before they suffocated him with it. As they pinned him down, they said he should move his right leg as a signal that he wanted to confess. MojaLove said that while the channel could confirm that the crew was within the vicinity of the premises when the deceased was being questioned, it was still investigating the circumstances that led to Varrie having to be allegedly rushed to hospital. MojaLove said that they will wait for the official autopsy of the results for the cause of death. Now, regarding Amapanyaza, they are a newly launched Gauteng crime fighting unit. They were launched in May 2023 by Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi and Community Safety MEC Faith Mazibuko. Thus, Amapanyasa were named after Panyaza Lesufi, of course. I think it was his brainchild, in my opinion. I'm not sure. Well, I remember there was a lot happening. There was a lot of concern on social media regarding the launch of Amapanyaza itself, this crime-fighting unit, because the launch of it was quite a show. I mean, I remember people were complaining about the BMWs that were shown, branded with this Amapanyaza, and not even understanding if or whether these people that will be doing the work of chasing criminals were properly trained or not. Did they receive any type of formal training, or they were just going to walk around like security guards with no firearms? What exactly was the plan? I remember a lot of people were concerned on social media about that. And how exactly was it going to work in crime-infested areas, particular townships in Gauteng? There was even more concerns with with the Panyazas rather looking. Some of them were looking overweight. And there was concern of whether are they fit for the job of chasing criminals. And Panyaza Lesufi slammed the concerns as body shaming. That's what he said, that social media was body shaming these people. And another point to note is that these Amapanyazas are also government funded. So it's a government institution funded by the government to fight crime in communities, particularly townships in Gauteng. So after the first episode also, I was reminded that Konje, when the show started, South Africans who watched, we gave it a huge thumbs up. On social media, it was trending at #1. And among the viewers, apparently, was Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi. And he endorsed the show, okay? He said that it deserved sponsorship from the government at the time. I mean, he even tweeted and said, well done at MojaLove Sizokuthola. Illegal substances are destroying our nation. This is the content we as the government must support, right? And they, mind you, the show started in January of this year. So it was very interesting. And I remember a lot of people having a lot to say that actually maybe it's not a good idea for the government to get involved in this one. They should just let Sizokuthola do the work by themselves. Other people did believe that the government should play a role and kind of provide support for Xolani and crew. But then responding to a tweet which called for the show's support, Lesufi said that he has communicated with his office, and he tweeted that he fully agrees. I've since instructed my communication and marketing team to immediately sponsor this show. This is not television, but the nation's call, replied to one of the people that were asking for this sponsorship from the government. Now back to the Amapanyazas and how they link to Xolani Khumalo and Sizokuthola. After the very first episode of Sizokuthola, Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi had nothing but praises for Xolani and crew. He even tweeted about it and he was impressed. But now it has come back to kind of bite him. Because on this particular day that the incident happened where Mr. Varrie lost his life, Amapanyazas were there. They were there.
You are sure?
Yes. According to the testimony of the girlfriend, Eunice, they were there.
They were there. Okay.
So Xolani also spent a night at Ramukonopi police station after his family couldn't pay the bail because the cash war office was closed. So around the time that he handed himself over, it seems like it was late. So after they've done processing his arrest, the cash war office was closed. So Xolani's lawyer advocate Prince Mafu from Mawandla Law Chamber, instructed by Vensale Johnson attorneys, read an affidavit stating that their client was a first-time offender. Mafu said Xolani intended not to plead guilty to the murder case he's facing. Magistrate Zing Ashin gave Xolani bail instructions that he must not contact the witnesses and he must report to the Midrand police station once a week. Xolani was also informed to hand over his passport to the investigating officer. The deceased partner who witnessed the incident told the Daily Sun that on the fateful day, Xolani and his crew with armed men and Amapanyaza patrollers came to their place and wanted illegal substances. Now, the girlfriend is including not only Amapanyaza patrollers, she's also including armed men. What men are those?
I
Question
guess,
mark.
are those people that would work with Xolani? You've seen them. Like a security, like what?
Are they armed?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've seen some who were armed.
So she said Robert only had a few of these substances in his possession and gave them to the crew, but they demanded more. Now, I'm like, did she see all of this? Because with the City Press article, she kind of said she was at the salon, right?
Yeah.
And she only came back to witness the torturing part, right? Allegedly, according to her. But now, in her statement there, it's very much more detailed. So she alleged that her boyfriend was assaulted even after he told them that he only had a few illegal substances and was later taken to the hospital by the crew. So the Xolani Foundation spokesperson Khudise Komani said that they are happy with the support from the community. According to reports, the court was full to capacity and some people had to visit outside. So Xolani is a person but represents a warrior and a huge illegal substance fighter. And we all came in support to say hands off Xolani because of the job he's doing in the communities, said Komani. So this is very interesting of what has been happening, because I remember when our brothers and sisters, was it brothers, mostly brothers from Nigeria, were kind of coming for him a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
We did not cover the story, but they were coming for him strong with very serious allegations as well. And they were accusing him of anything and everything from stealing to the interrogation techniques.
Planting.
And even the planting, they said that he plants the substances and then claims that they belong to them. Of course, I didn't take those allegations seriously. I didn't. Because I'm like, why? And I looked at the character of the person. They were doing a little bit too much on social media. They were just doing way more than necessary. So I was like, it's giving clout chasing at this point. I don't believe you. So, and then it kind of subsided, and then bang, a couple of moments later, we hear that an interrogation went wrong. Allegedly, somebody died. So it seems like, in my opinion, it looks like the show was going well.
It was going on.
Until this inclusion of Amapanyas, although I don't want to say it and I don't want to sound like it's their fault, but what happened on that day that did not happen since January while they were recording the show? What went wrong?
As much as I would like to dwell on that, but the gist of the story is that for me, what I'm seeing is that this show, it had reached what we call its time. And why I say that is there was this build-up that was rebelling now against it. And it wouldn't surprise you if you hear someone saying that the show should be shut down instead of saying people that they should be held accountable. And it wouldn't be surprising. Those are the things that you'd hear in a situation where there's a smear campaign. And obviously it's alleged and I'm assuming, because I'm thinking that if I was to lose someone, the most important thing to me, before I even look at what is happening with that particular movement or whatsoever, is to find justice for that person. And then from there, then we can talk of other remedies, such as shutting down the show and whatnot. But that is after thinking and dealing first with the situation at hand. Okay. And the fact that you are seeing now Xolani being the person who's going down for this, standing alone there, not with the crew, not with anyone, it is also something to be questioned, because Xolani is a presenter.
He's a presenter.
And the rest of chasing and whatnot was mostly done by people that would go with Xolani, the crew and others. And obviously that would include people that are here to help, to supplement in terms of whatever that they were doing and assist and give numbers.
Including investigators.
Including investigators. But you're seeing one person. This now is more looking like a situation where you say, fine, you take a downfall. We are here behind, but we are imaginary. You cannot see us. It looks like that. It's something that speaks to me more like that. You know, if the whole crew and even MojaLove themselves are involved in this, and they always put a stamp on that show to say that we are part of this. They should also be part of it.
They should be held accountable.
They should be held accountable. The whole channel. Why is it not shut down then? If really, it has to do with. It looks to me like Xolani uyimvu emhlabelo. And obviously it's my opinion. I'm not saying that is the case. I'm not saying that I have a proof of that. I'm saying that it's an allegation that I'm putting, and it's up to you how you decide to decipher it and see what you want to see on it. It does not make sense. And the other thing, obviously, there might be an element of shining that took place there. People who wanted to shine. People who wanted to be seen like they are doing things, and then maybe out of excitement and lack of training, there might be an element of that also that we cannot write off. And obviously, again, I would like to reiterate that this assumption, these are my thoughts. This is what I'm thinking, and the control was lost upon this whole process. Because as you do things and people are recommending you for doing them, everyone wants to become part of that thing. And as they become part of that thing, you have that element of having to lose control of whatever that you were in charge of. Because now there are other people coming with different powers. And that can go left or right. It's like a situation where someone steals in your house, and then you beat that person, and the aim is just to beat them so that they never come back again, or they learn from whatever that they did. It was wrong. And then all of a sudden you get neighbors and other neighbors coming. So now everyone's going to want to put hands on that person. And now what could happen then is that person could end up losing their life. And then when they lose their life, the first person to take accountability is the person who started this. But be that as it may be, we still have to say that it is amazing as I mean, as much as it can, to see one person being made a center stage of this. I mean, this person did not just act on this. This was a mandate also from the station that said, we want a show like this. We want you to do this. You know,
Yes.
it's like we are Jola 99
Yes.
and all that. Yes, it's a suggestion but the fact that they've accepted and endorsed it, say that's fine, we broadcast this thing, then they must take responsibility of that. So I don't know. I'm thinking, I'm trying to find, and obviously there was a group perhaps of people that were benefiting from these substances that are seeing obviously their businesses being disturbed. And probably they started planning against this thing as to how we are going to stop this thing, you know, and what good time would it be if it was a South African, you know, if this was a South African, if this was someone who's not a foreign person, because now that is going to make people of South Africa want to doubt this thing, because now it is one of theirs. But the issue of substances is still a problem that is not being solved and is not being talked about. And even the woman, the girlfriend or wife or whatsoever, is speaking in passing in regards to this thing. Whatever that she saw, did she know that this husband is partaking on that? And I would bet my money to say that
she did. Because even how she initially told the city press is that she was at a salon and people were like, Xolani. First thing she does is go back at her home to go and see what is happening at her home. That's the first instinct. Now, would that be the instinct of
why
somebody
would you
who
rush
doesn't know what's
to
going
go home
on?
if
Yes,
you didn't know?
you'd sit in
And when
the
you hear the
saloon.
name Xolani, why would you rush to go home? And those are the things that we have to look at. I don't want to sound insensitive, and I don't want to be insensitive, but we have a pandemic of these substances.
Yeah, it's bad.
And in any small chance that you can get of stopping these substances, you should, and you should be actually applauded for that, because these are things that are taking lives away from us every day. So people, they die while they walk, you know. It's like zombies. Now, what about those people? Some actually lose their lives.
Yes.
What about those people? What about those people that now we should? This is where the balancing of our laws, I find them wondering, as to say, here's a person who has taken 20 people. How could you protect that person if there's a proof? And that's a question that should be answered. Is having that one person outweighing having 20 people that could have been part of this economy and actually making sure that 20 families have proper lives?
That are the youth.
That are
young.
have the future. Are we not turning out to protect the wrong people with our laws? And that obviously would be the case, because if you look at how these laws were created, they were meant to create people who were doing wrongs. And that system has not been eliminated from this law. And I've been saying that that the system of protection, when it comes to such protecting wrongdoers, has never been revised when it comes to law. Because this law was mainly created for people who were thieving, people who were doing heinous things, unspeakable things, but this law was supporting them.
True.
Now, how do you take that law and apply it in a democracy situation? How do you take the very same law and say, I'm going to apply it? It is going to do exactly what it was doing. And now it is being highlighted because it was never properly revised to say that let us look at things in a different manner.
Let us adjust for the times and the troubles we are
The
having.
aim of the law is to equalize. And in the situation that I think I've submitted, there is an element of equalizing. But this law is not saying that. This law still persecutes you as a person who took someone's life. And those are the things that we need to look at.
Well, yeah, those are very important things we need to look at. And it's also very interesting that Amapanyaza offered their services to assist Xolani, while the Minister of Police, Begicele, allegedly wanted nothing to involve SAPS with the show. I mean, the public pleaded with SAPS to offer Sizokuthola's host, Xolani Khumalo and crew protection in the backdrop of death threats from dealers. Even Veiws of ATM wrote a formal letter requesting for Xolani to be protected in these raids that he did with the show and to be supported by Government Minister Begicele. But he responded by allegedly making it known that it was not the duty of the South African Police Services to offer Sizokuthola host Xolani Khumalo and crew protection. The minister allegedly has it that MojaLove is responsible for offering protection to its crew rather than the SAPS. So many people agreed with the minister on social media. I mean, one person from Twitter said, I stand with Cele in this. The TV station is benefiting from the show and they must use that money to get Xolani the required protection. SAPS didn't ask Xolani to do that. And if he doesn't feel safe, he's free to quit. And another person also
that sounded
said,
so unnecessarily unthought. I don't know if there's something like that. There is no thinking in that.
how so?
If I wake up today and clean the road, who benefits from that?
Everyone who uses the road.
The society.
Yes,
What is government for?
it's for society.
So if I benefit the society, why should government not be involved?
Well, they're saying that Xolani was doing this for an income, it's a job. You know, they are saying he's not a whistleblower. So Cele is correct.
No. I'm thinking about this thing, and you have to think it through, because this is not something that is just benefiting the person who's doing it.
No,
At
actually,
large, it is benefiting people,
the
the
community.
community, because we are seeing things that the police themselves would not be able to see. We are seeing it would take years and a lot of procedures to be followed for the police to reach there. So we have someone here who's saving the society. Even they are uploading for this person. So the question is, if I woke up today and there was a light that was off, I decided to touch that light and it gives the light that is required. Is that not part of what government should be doing? But they are not, and I have actually assisted in doing so. And that means that they are benefiting from my initiative. Hence, government, they like to sponsor your NGOs and whatnot, right?
Yes.
So, for you to be sponsored by government, you have not to make profit.
No, not
Then
necessarily.
that begs the question as to why do we help private businesses when they are struggling? Why do we have situation where government intervene to assist? Where
Why do we
a
have
private company is actually supplying the community, and that company fails, then government comes to aid on that company and say, I will assist you because you are benefiting my people.
Yes. So they clearly don't see this as a benefit to society, to South Africans in particular.
Yeah, unless then they are saying that, unless when they are saying, no, listen, we do not need to remove the substances on the streets.
It's not our
It's
priority.
not our priority. We don't care.
Which poses another question I have. I mean, is this an attempt to stop Xolani and the show from continuing to do all of these busts? You know, is there a bigger picture here that we're missing, that maybe this show needs to stop? It needs to stop. There are bigger people that are just not happy with it. Or perhaps to have him expose all the people that he's working with. You know me and speculations, guys. So I'll give you these questions and you choose whether you want to answer them after receiving all of this information. It's entirely up to you. Share your thoughts on the comment section and tell us what you think. You think there's a bigger plan here to have Xolani and the Sizokuthola crew stop doing this show, and do something else. Maybe we'd see him coming back with a different show. Who knows?
Even the ground where Xolani was working, it's, according to me, even a smaller a fish in a pond. You are just dealing with the people that
fish.
are spreading the substances. You're not dealing with the creators. But already
look
there's
at
a
what's
problem with
happening
that.
to him.
And we should ask ourselves, where is the priority of the people that we choose? Is it with us or against us? When you see things like this, where you expect help, where you expect to be taken serious, are we being
Taken seriously.
taken serious?
Are we?
Or maybe, better yet, will democracy help to solve our problems? And that's a question for another day. It comes with a lot of chaos. And if it's going to come with a lot of chaos, it requires people who are principled. If it was to exist, if it ever existed, because in my own observation, it never existed from the word go. It is a facade.
It's starting to look like one. Because they don't really care, don't they? It's very concerning.
I don't want to say they don't care. Maybe they do.
Do they?
All I want to ask you is, shouldn't we be looking at other systems that are seeking less validation from people and assuming that people should be getting a certain thing at a certain time? And perhaps you might argue that freedom and democracy comes with a lot of chaos. The most benefits of those are people who are doing unspeakable things. Democracy benefits such people. So as freedom benefits such people. Take, for example, freedom in your own house and apply it at the fullest level and tell me, after 20 years, if that kid is 1 year old now, would you still apply the same principle should you get another chance? And that's food for thoughts and give it your own thinking. And perhaps you have experience when you grew up where kids had a lot of freedom, and where are they now? All I'm seeing is chaos. But let me hold it there. Tell us what you think.
Hi guys, tell us what you think about this Xolani situation. If you would like more of us to unpack it, let us know in the comment section below, because it's been a while since we talked about Xolani. It's been a very long time. So until the next one, guys, comment, share, like, and subscribe. Bye.